Welcome back, everybody, to our weekly energy report for energetically sensitives and empaths. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm a professional energy healer and energy coach, and I'm going to guide you through what you can expect this next week. But the reason why I do this live here for you on Instagram and on Facebook is not just to give you a prediction or forecast, which could be seen as a weather forecast, if you will, for those of us who are sensitive to outer energies, and that can help you to contextualize a little better what you are experiencing. It's also to give you an opportunity here to ask questions, to comment how you're feeling, mostly so that people in this world who are sensitive to outer energies and not quite sure what this means, that they know that they're not alone. All right. Those of you who've been following me for years know that this kind of energy update goes a little deeper than maybe an astrological report or something that you can see on YouTube. So I want to know how you guys are doing. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're currently going through. This is the reason why I do this live. And those of you who want to go even deeper, those of you who work with me in energy coaching programs or transmissions, those of you who would like to know more, please visit my Patreon channel. There I publish energy tips every week. All right, so you probably already know from all these things that are around here that there's quite a bit of stuff, intensity going on for all of us who are energetically sensitive. This is not a new thing. We know that, the intensities are speeding up, that they're getting more and more. And I've mentioned this before. It's not going to slow down, guys. It's not going to get any better here, at least not the next 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so last week I talked about why I even do an energy barometer, because it just moves from like slightly red to a little bit more red and back. Yes, I understand that this is a rough time. And many of you have gone through something that I would call a reboot or a reset here last week, often also in conjunction with heavy physical symptoms. Guys, what were some of the symptoms that you've experienced last week? A lot of people had this sinus, eye, ear, head problem. And just so you know, this isn't you. This is happening all over the world, okay? This is whenever we have these times where there is a strong 6th, 7th, and 5th chakra impact, okay? So our upper chakras here, where we are supposed to process our true feelings and bring this into expression, while we're simultaneously also getting a lot of downloads, a lot of information coming in that most of us can't even contextualize. So it's a bit confusing. It's a bit fast for many people. And so last week I said, take a time out. It's okay to, to go in and, calm things down, slow things down a bit, but don't hunker down. Don't pull the blanket over your head, because you need to be present now. And this is something that also has to do with the intensity. I want to explain this real quick. There's a sense of urgency that is coming in for people right now, and it has to do with the Earth's energy speeding up and with these power structures in the collective that are reorganizing. It's not just you who had a reboot in these last weeks. It's also, the whole entire collective. And what this is bringing forward is all the stuff here that has been swept under the carpet, that has been kept under the covers. So we will continue seeing all these things being, revealed, things in the recent news in the United States, that have to do with, how power structures in the past have really maintained themselves. And that is through, doing things that are, legally or morally unacceptable, but pulling others of power into this so that they could, kept low, and so that they had things against them. All right, so these things coming forward now is a really good thing, because it tells you that these power structures that have been existing, that have been running the show, that they don't have anything anymore to bribe or to blackmail these people who actually want to go into truth, who want to change the world, who really want to ask the questions that need to be asked. And I called this energy update this week here, are you a master of your karma or a master of your drama? And you need to understand what I'm referring to. This has to do with whether you are going into the stuff that is sort of subjectively affecting you right now, like maybe your body not functioning that well, maybe goals or things that you have been setting you not working out that well, or if you are able to see the larger picture, if you're able to see how some of your family karma plays into this stagnation, maybe how your life is really just happening to you if all you do is trying to maintain what you have. And behind this, guys, and this is a very important aspect here of this time of transition, and it's also why I called this pivotal, like last week, is the resolution of these really old patterns. So not just power structures, but also these patterns that have run us as a collective, as well as us individually. And you'll find that there are patterns in your life, if you just look a little bit on the surface, really, that show you how things have been replicating from your parents, say, or your grandparents, into your life. And this is really what you need to see here in the midst of all this intensity. You need to understand that you have a choice. You can go with the replication of this karma, which will continue to produce the same kind of drama. When I say drama, I mean suffering. I mean the things that, really impact you, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, or in your relationships, or even spiritually. So when we go through these times, okay, they really ask us to push through these things that have power over us. It's a very, very strong liberation energy that comes with this, guys. And I really want to empower you to stay awake, to look into them, go just do a little research. You don't have to process things over and over again. The reason why things are affecting you is more or less clear. It is not important what was there first. It is only important how you handle things in the moment. And your ability to handle things in the moment, when, say, these relationship ties come at you, when these patterns occur, is to slow down, is to calm yourself down. And in order to be able to do this, you have to understand that your physiology, your human body, okay, you are a soul in a body. So you can't neglect, you can't ignore your body, that it has restrictions and limitations, but it also, sort of brings in the pulse of your life force, and with it also the pulse of your emotions and your thoughts. Your soul is not dependent on your body, but your mind, your emotion, and your thoughts are. And so everything that you perceive, all right, is most likely a product of your physiological condition, your neurotransmitters, your hormones, and how your energy, how integrous your energy body is. So the big theme here for this next week, guys, is integrity. Moral integrity, emotional integrity, spiritual integrity, but also physical integrity and energetic integrity. And what this means is for you to really learn how to feel, how to sense when you are in your center, when you are in your energetic integrity, and when you're not. Because when you're not, everything on the outside will have a lot of power of you. But when you are, and when you move into truth, and this is the part here that comes in with this massive sense of urgency. All right, when you move into your truth, you actually have a choice to move into your integrity, and this also has a lot to do with how you process your emotions, and how you see yourself. So the mantra here for this next week really is to go into love and go into truth, especially when it's hard to love yourself, especially when it's hard to see through truth. And as far as the collective is concerned, guys, yeah, sit back, get some popcorn, and watch the show. There is a massive war going on here, and we will consciously witness the breakdown of structures that are more than 500 years old. And some of that will also trigger karmic conflicts, especially in regards to religion, in regards to borders, in regards to these, old world powers. Okay? These things will all write history right now, okay? So understand that what you are watching here, those political things in your countries, the problems in regards to resources, in regards to energy, in regards to environment, all this now needs to be addressed, all right? And it's not going to go easy, but those are the essential questions for all of us here. And I can give you, a speck of hope. After we go through this transitory deconstruction of the old power structures, we will actually be able to rebuild. But you as a person, you have to start this now, okay? You have to, recognize the reboot and recognize that you need to rebuild yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all right? And for those of you who are new to this kind of intensity and also spiritual awakening, guys, look at those people that everybody used to make fun of, because they have a lot of experience. It's the energy healers, the light workers, the people that have been talking all this like woo-woo stuff in the past. They've had 20, 30, 40 years, to adjust to all of this, and they have a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom. And turn to them as way showers, as guides, okay? And those of you from this first wave of light workers and healers and indigos and whatnot, you guys need to drop the specialness, okay? There is no reason for you to defend yourself and to protect yourself anymore. People are recognizing now that it is, more or less all exactly how you saw it, except for that maybe the way you expressed it was too defensive, or the way you went about this, going against authorities, or, using all this specialness, esoteric, spiritual lingo, okay? That is what has disconnected you from others. So, guys, take this week here that really, really asks you to go into evolution, into growth, into more maturity, and understand that your emotions are there to show you, okay, when you're on, say the right path, or when you're on the wrong path. If you are unhappy, if you feel weak, if you feel you have to constantly ward off things, constantly fight off things, then please change. All right, and start at the core of yourself. Start with self-care, self-love. You will need to rebuild your system now, and looking a little bit farther into the future, besides something like financial stuff, banks and cryptos. I'll say a little bit more about this in the energy tips. Guys, you're going to have to expect some new diseases, new germs and so forth coming in. You still have about 4 months to rebuild your immune system. And this is a very, very urgent message to all of you. It only takes 4 months to replace every single blood cell in your bloodstream. It takes a little longer to renew all your bone cells, but your organs and your bloodstream, like the composition of your, the core of your immune system and your lymphatic system, that can all be rebuilt within 4 months. no matter where you're at right now, even if you're struggling with diseases, within 4 months, you can change this all. Take this seriously now, guys. Go into self-care, reevaluate the things you eat, the things you drink, reevaluate the kind of supplements that you use. Only go for natural things, for concentrated power of nature. The power of nature really is the one that will prevail in all these collective ups and downs of civilizations, guys. The power of nature is the only thing that that you can count on. There's a purity there, and there is a lot of guidance and a lot of beautiful energy in nature, in the elements, in the natural and organic things, that can help you to reduce toxicity in your life, even emotional toxicity. So guys, I can see some of your posts. I'm not sure what happened to Facebook. Sharon said you usually don't feel these energies, but last week you really did. And you're asking if we can't just ground ourselves and clear our chakras to protect ourselves from negative energy. That is the way it goes. So you have to learn. Don't forget, not everybody is aware. Not everybody has this energy awareness. Not everybody knows what chakras are. So a lot of people feel compelled now to learn about these things. There are some intuitive things that we can do, and that is, go take a walk in nature. I think everybody has experienced that, or watch a sunset, or watch things that like beautiful flowers, and beautiful nature. We just had like an overdose of that during the Iceland workshop here at transCODES. This is really important for us to tune into these things. But grounding yourself, centering yourself, self-clearing is exactly what I would recommend to you. And we have this giveaway here finally this week. And the giveaway is the 2 tickets for the upcoming energy groundwork intensive, or how to manage your energies, here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So starting tomorrow, those are 3 energy training sessions in which we practice how to ground, how to center, and how to self-clear our energy. Those are guided sessions. You have energy workers that are sitting on the other end of it, okay, and that are reading your energy while you're doing this. So this is like guided, okay, with people who are trained in this, and who can give you feedback and who can help you. You end up getting an MP3 for these different energy work techniques that can also allow you to practice this on your own. Remember, this is about self-responsibility. This is about learning how to not get pulled into, your physiology, your emotions, and your critical inner voice, all right? And for that, yes, exactly like you say, Sharon, we have to learn how to consolidate, how to unify, how to harmonize our own energies from within. And this is done remotely, so everybody can do this. You don't have to be here in the United States where I'm located. And all you've got to do is to write a review here on my Facebook page, help to share these videos, help other people to understand, some of these things that are maybe difficult for you to express. It's not really important that you are right. It's more important that you feel compassion for everybody here who is awakening to this. So keep your heart open, see your own limitations, see other people's limitations. Accept that we all have these karmic propensities that can, dominate our life's experience, but push through them, all right? Learn how to push through these ties. Yes, Sharon, this is easy to do, okay? So these giveaways, I give them away for free every week, but, those are public sessions. Everybody can sign up for them. This is part of what I do. This is the how I make living here at transCODES, by teaching energetically sensitives and empaths how to do this, and also by helping healers and practitioners of any kind of healing art, you know, to do this without absorbing energies, and to do this so that it's actually of help for others. So self-healing, guys, is the theme for, you know, the future. We have to learn how to take charge of our life, of our energy, of our emotions, of our thoughts, and also of our soul. All right. Yes, Syria, the clearing that you are mentioning here that is happening with family members is something you will see all week next week, but also in the collective, guys. All right. So tune into the energy tips here for this week on Patreon. The Patreon supporters, they get these energy tips a little earlier. I had to set out here this whole entire month since we've done the workshop, because I simply didn't have the time to edit all the videos. So, and I can't really delegate this. So this week, energy tips will be on for you guys on Patreon, and then later public, because it has very important messages. Yeah, so learn how to etherically reconcile with people, because sometimes this clearing with family members and family karma, you cannot do in 3D. You cannot do this with them in person. So again, stay in your heart, you know, and remember, you know, this week is about pushing through. This week is about liberation, and this week is about loving yourself and others, especially when it's hard. Especially when it's hard to love yourself or to love the others. Because thank you so much. I want to see a few more hearts here. Share those videos and keep commenting, guys. All right, keep asking questions. I answer all your questions.